In this video, let's learn how to solve for x and y in this exponential equation that is given to us. It's a challenging one indeed. We are asked to find the value of x and y. So how do we go about doing this? We find out as the video unfolds. Now, to find the value of x and y in this expression, the first thing I'll do is to assume that my y is equal to p multiplied by x. So if I assume that my y is equal to p multiplied by x, remember that p is going to be a constant. So if p is a constant, that means any variable or any number can be represented by p. So if p is a constant and y is equal to p multiplied by x, that means wherever I see the value of y, I can simply replace it with p multiplied by x. So that expression has given me the power to do that. So this expression will now give me x to the power of px, right, equal to px all to the power of what? X. Great. So if I have this, the next thing I'll have to do is to look for how to simplify this. Now, to simplify this, let's take the square root of both sides. If I take the square root of both sides, I'm going to have x to the power of px to be equal to the square root of px to the power of x. So if that gives me that, the next thing I'm going to do is to simplify this. Now recall, according to the law of indices, if I have a to the power of 1 divided by 2, this is simply the square root of a, right? So that expression can now give me x to the power of px multiplied by 1 divided by 2, right? And this will be equal to p x multiplied by x multiplied by 1 divided by 2. Great. So if I simplify this expression, recalling the law of indices, that a to the power of x, when it multiplies the power of y, it can be equal to a to the power of xy, and it can also be equal to a to the power of y multiplied by x, right? So if I have that expression, that means I can work with the exponents in that expression that is given to me. So this expression is now going to give me x to the power of px divided by 2, and this will be equal to px all to the power of x divided by 2. So taking this expression, I can now simplify further. Now if I simplify further, what do I do? What do I do if I want to simplify further? I will simply apply that same law of indices I have over there. And if I apply that law of indices, I can simply separate this to become x to the power of p, right? And this will be multiplied by x divided by 2. And this will be equal to p multiplied by x all to the power of what? X divided by 2. So that way, I now have the same power up there. Now to clear that power, all I'm going to do is to multiply both sides by 2 divided by x, by the power of 2 divided by x. So let's see if that works. X to the power of p multiplied by x divided by 2 multiplied by 2 divided by x, right? And this will be equal to px multiplied by x divided by 2 multiplied by 2 divided by x. So if we simplify that expression, you're going to see that all the power is going to be gone, and that expression will now give me x to the power of p equal to p what? Px. So if I want to find the value of p here, what I'm going to simply do is to divide both sides by x. So if I divide both sides by x, I'll divide here by x. This x will definitely clear this x. Then my p will be equal to x to the power of p divided by x to the power of 1. So that expression will now give me my p to be equal to, recall that law of indices, this will simply be x to the power of p minus 1, and that is the value of p. Now if I hold this equation to a very high extreme, that will give me the value of p. Now with this value of p, I can simply find the value of x. Now to find the value of x, what I need to do is to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of p minus 1. Great. Now if I do that, I'm going to have this to become p, right, multiplied by 1 divided by p minus 1, right, and this will be equal to x multiplied by p minus 1 multiplied by 1 divided by p minus 1. So that way this can be able to clear what? This, and then I'll be left with my x to be equal to p to the power of 1 divided by p minus 1, and that gives me the value of x. Now, having gotten this value of x, remember we're looking for the value of x and what? And y, right? So having gotten that value of x, remember that our y is equal to px. So if our y is equal to px, so that means we can simply find the value of y. So y, we said earlier on, is equal to p multiplied by x. So if y is equal to p multiplied by x, so the value of y will now be equal to p multiplied by p multiplied by the power of 1 divided by p minus 1. Now remember that this p is what? Is 1. Recalling the law of indices, that if you have a to the power of x multiplying a to the power of y, that this can simply be equal to a to the power of x plus y, right? So that can be simplified. If we simplify that, we are going to have our y to be equal to p to the power of 1 plus 1 divided by p minus 1. So this will be p all to the power of p minus 1, and this will give us p minus 1, right, plus 1, and this whole thing will now give us our y to be equal to, our y will be equal to p to the power of p divided by p minus 1, and this is the value of what? This is the value of y. Now, having gotten the value of y and x, which we have seen from that expression, that means we can simply check if this solution is absolutely right. Now, let's assume that the value of our y or our p is equal to 2. If the value of our p is equal to 2, then what will our y and x be? If our p is equal to 2 is an assumption, so that means from that expression we got our x to be equal to what? We got the value of our x to be equal to p to the power of 1 divided by p minus y. So that means the value of our x will be equal to p 1 divided by p minus 1, and x will be equal to 2 to the power of 1 divided by 2 minus 1, and our x will simply be equal to what? to 2, because 1 divided by 1 is equal to 2. Now, in that same vein, the value of y will be equal to what? Y is equal to p to the power of p minus 1. So the value of y will be equal to p to the power of p divided by p minus 1. So what does that give us? Y is equal to 2 to the power of 2 divided by 2 minus 1. And then our y will be equal to 2 to the power of 2 divided by 1 is equal to 2. So y will be equal to 2 to the power of 2, which is equal to 4. So that means the value of our x is equal to 2 and our y is equal to 4. Now, assuming that we have a constant of p, this will be the solution. Now, if we insert it into the expression, will our solution be right? Now, let's check back. We'll go back and then we are given the value of x to the power of y equal to y to the power of x. So if we insert it there, is it going to give us the same thing? Now, let's check to see if our whole solution is right. We are given the value of x to the power of y and the set is equal to y to the power of x. At x equal to 2 and y equal to 2, will this expression be correct? This will give us 2 to the power of 4. Is it equal to 4 to the power of 2? 2 to the power of 4 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, right? And 4 to the power of 2 is 4 multiplied by 4. So 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 16. And 4 times 4 is 16. So that means the value of our y, which is the equation that our y is equal to p to the power of p divided by p minus 1, right? And our x equal to p to the power of 1 divided by p minus 1, according to what we get up there, is absolutely what? Is absolutely right. That is it. So the value of x and y in that expression, x is equal to this and our y is equal to that. And that is the solution to that expression given to us. I told you that it's going to take us time, but if we apply needed logic, we'll be able to find the solution to that expression. I know you did enjoy watching this math solution. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me, and I truly appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and bye-bye for now.